press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. If you wish to contact me, you can contact me via email or my phone number directly. Out here we have the symbol of Indian National Congress. This is the hand symbol they basically have, and palmistry and hand, basically it's the same. So I will try to tell you what error I see in this particular symbol. It could be made better. This is what I'm trying to basically show in this particular hand. First, there are 2-3 errors that I would show. The first error is a break in the heart line. The second error is that this is the headline. It should be consistent. So these are the places it is inconsistent. These are 3 areas. And the third is, this is the lifeline. There's a branch that is going out here, pointing towards the mount of moon. Again, this is a bad sign. So there are 2-3 bad signs that are depicted on this particular hand. I would give you reasons to whatever I say. You can check out your own palm and you would notice these errors. The first error, and I'm going to give an explanation about each one of them. The first error is on your heart line. Normally people think that heart line depicts only your emotional life. It depicts your love life. These are the things basically it depicts. People think about that. But we can basically see your work life as well on your heart line. It shows your heart inclination, where it shows your desires, and it shows your consistency. So a heart line that basically is broken out here. This is the starting point and it is broken out here. You would notice, so a break in the heart line is not considered to be good. It is not considered to be good physically, from the point of view of physical, and it is also not good from the point of view of a person being consistent. Normally, if you take a look at people who are really successful, they would have a very consistent kind of a heart line, very, very deep and clear and singular. So it's a deep and singular, but some people, they have like these branches hanging on to the heart line. So those are not considered to be good. A deep and clear line is there, but there is a break. So sometimes what happens is, if we look at a hand of male or female, and if they have a break like this, it would depict that there could be some abrupt ending in their relationships. And relationships are not only purely love, it could be even the relationships you have with people, or with your own leaders. So there is a abrupt ending in your relationship with a break in your heart line. If you would notice your own hand, if you just take a look at your own hand, you would notice 99% of people, they have a line which is without any break. Without any break, that is considered to be much, much better. So the first thing is that a consistent heart line would give better result. The second thing is that the headline, you would notice that there's kind of these an inconsistent kind of line. Then there's a wave-like formation out here. So even these things are not considered to be good. It would mean that the person is kind of swaying. Their ideas are swaying, and their thought process is not consistent. Although if you look at the line, it's deep and clear and singular and pointing towards the mount of moon. So moon, if the heart line is pointing towards the mount of a moon, there's more of imagination and visualization and romance. So in that way it is good. Imagination part is good, and it's not super like going really deep onto the mount of moon, because that would mean total impracticality. So a reasonable amount of tilt of the heart line is considered to be good. But if you notice another thing, that the line basically should start somewhere out here at the side of the palm. but it's starting somewhere out here. I wouldn't say that it's anything bad, but there is a big gap between the head and the lifeline, these two lines. So there's a gap out here. So a gap basically means that these people are likely to be very cautious, like they're going to be very rash, outgoing, and they would first act and then basically think about it. So this is again a bad indication. It's better to have a line, the headline something like this, and the lifeline kind of joint like this. So that is considered to be good. It would mean that the person is cautious, shy, and hardworking and contemplating. So out here, this particular hand is showing that the person is rash by nature. The third thing that I was trying to tell you was regarding the lifeline. This is basically the lifeline. This particular line, the first thing we will talk about this, and then basically the other line, the prong, the branch over the lifeline. I would show a normal kind of a line first. What a normal kind of a line basically depicts. If you notice your own hand, you would notice that the lifeline is something like curving, something like this. So the line should basically curve. In 99% of the people, the line is curving something like this, and it is covering two mounts. The first mount is the mount of Mars. This is the area of your fire. This is the area of your desires. This is the area of your fire, and this is Mars is a red planet. Red basically means anger, aggression, and fire, and this is the area of your Venus, and Venus is basically your fuel. That is your it is the energy, vitality, and stamina part of your life. It is also depicting your desires, and so a combination of Mars and Venus, the fire, Mars is fire, and the fuel is Venus. These things basically make our life better and our health much better. So it's a curving line is much better than having a line that is pointing towards the mount of moon. The moon also depicts foreign countries. It also depicts travel. It also depicts if a line is pointing towards the mount of moon, it depicts that the person is likely to stay far away from their country, and the person is likely to stay far away from their family also, or from far away from their country. And these branches that you see on to the lifeline out here, this is the line we are referring to. It's pointing towards something like the mount of moon. This basically indicates losses, loss of health and loss of wealth. These things are basically depicted with the branch over the line of pointing towards the mount of moon. So this is again not a good indication. So loss of health and loss of wealth. So this is one thing. The person, if they kind of change the line from something like they can curve it out here, that is considered to be much better. I would give another explanation to this, is that see, the lifeline, the bigger the semicircle, the better it is considered to be. Bigger semicircle basically is better because larger surface area is coming on to play on the mount of Mars and the mount of Venus. So more surface area to Mars basically depicts more fire within us, the fighting abilities within us, and more fuel is basically better Venus. So more the padded area of the mount of Venus, it is considered to be better, that the person is going to be having huge amount of energy levels and stamina to better their life. This is the other part. The thing also goes is that, let's imagine something else, like if the line was having a smaller semicircle would mean lesser fire and lesser energy. Then we draw a bigger semicircle, it means more fire and more energies. Then we draw even a bigger semicircle, that would mean a reasonably perfect kind of fire within us, the spark within us, and more energy levels. The line basically should not open like this. It should curve in total, and it shouldn't basically point endlessly, like open-ended towards the mount of moon. That is not considered to be good. So I don't know how much it is going to help the person, but help the party, but this is not correct if we look at from the point of view of palmistry. The other part is that the heart line is very straight. It's okay being straight, because then it basically depicts that the person is not doesn't express their emotions and do not get swayed down by emotions. So this is considered to be a good sign. If it ends somewhere purely on the amount of if it was ending purely just on the under the amount of Saturn, it would mean more of materialism. But in this case, it is not so. It is ending somewhere in the middle of the first and the second finger. So this finger, basically this area if is the area of administration, religion and politics, and if the heartline was reaching till here, it would mean too much of idealism and sensitivity. And if it is purely on the ending under the mount of Saturn, pure materialism and responsibility and wisdom. But at the same time, if it's ending somewhere in the middle, so it's a balance is basically maintained. Idealism and materialism both are combined, and it gives perfect results. So in that way, it is a good sign. The other good sign is that the length of the Mercury finger is very long. Normally people, if their Mercury finger reaches till this particular top line of the sun finger, this is the sun finger, if the Mercury finger reaches till here or a little bit here, it's considered to be good. So this is the finger of communication. This is a finger of technical skills, business skills, statistical. All these things are perfect. So in this way, it is perfect that the length of the Mercury finger is considered to be good. But the improvement needs to be made on the heart line. They should join it. The line of head should become more consistent out here, and the lifeline should not be open-ended. It should kind of curve, something like this. That is considered to be good. So that's it for this particular reading. I hope you like this particular video. If you like the video, click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel. And before basically I end this particular video, I would say certain more things. People's questions: what about my fate line? Does it tell about my money, possessions and wealth? You can come to know about money from almost all aspects of your hands. You can come to know about money from heart line, head line, lifeline, sun line, Mercury, Venus, Mars or any other line. Importance of money line in terms of how much money we are going to be having is only 15%. So we have to look at all aspects to come to a conclusion. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. So you have to understand that whatever you want in your life, you have to do it right now. You don't have to think that I would do at a later stage. If you want to become an IS, or if you want to be into politics, you have to do it real now. This is the time. Because generally people think that they would first become IS and then they would jump into politics. That never happens. The other thing that I generally tell people is that palmistry, I give reasons to whatever I say. There's reason to everything. And same is in the palmistry. The question asked are common: material success in one's life, wealth creation, career, health, name, fame, family, marriage, high position, honor. These things are asked. Material success will come to people who are focused, high energy levels, stamina, fighting spirit, technical abilities. Question is, what is it we look on hands? Answer is, we are looking for success, provided the person is focused. So if a person is focused, the conclusion is the person is going to be successful. The heart line, if it is singular kind, the person is focused. So that is perfect thing to see. high energy levels, we are going to see your Venus part. If the Venus is well padded and it has basically less lines over it, the more energy levels, then you need to have fighting spirit. We would look at the Mars area. That's where the fighting abilities basically come. So that's it for this particular video. I hope you like this particular video. If you like the video, do click on the like button, and do give your comments what you feel about this particular video, and do you agree or disagree. Do give your comments. That's it for now. Bye and take care.